Hello, hello. Oh, I just realized you can see a reflection. Hi guys. I think it's working. Oh, there's one viewer. How are you all doing today? Today is our first day kid-free in about, what did we say? It was like almost 2 months. Crazy. Jordan's sitting next to me if you guys want to know. Hi Whitney, how are you? It's so weird because I haven't really kept you guys updated, but we haven't been doing live streams because we've had one or more kids at home because we've been sick, and then we had school holidays and just life. So I'm excited to finally be back on live stream today and hope that everyone can join in. Just posted on Instagram. How are you guys doing? How are you doing, Whitney? It's so weird. I actually dropped the kids off and then I was like, what do I do? I had work to do, but it was kind of weird to sit down and be not attacked by kids or ask something or something like that. Hi, Rel. You're in school. Should you be on here? Maybe you shouldn't be on here. So sorry. I maybe we'll give an update on how life's going at the moment and then we can go on from there. So this morning taking Jacob to school was interesting. So what we do is we drop Jazz off first and then we go drop Jacob off, and yeah, clothing has been a huge one in our house at the moment. And not that we feel like we're in lockdown, but every single member of our family and friends are kind of in lockdown at the moment in Sydney, and we're 2 hours from Sydney, so we're away from that, but it kind of feels weird because we're so used to just going on weekend trips there. But yeah, good, enjoying the evening. Oh good. Have the kids gone to bed? We had I don't know, I feel like I talk about sleep a lot, but last night we had a couple of good nights and then all of a sudden, bang, back to bad again. Bye, RL. Maybe you can watch it later when you're not in school. You guys have any questions? Who else is here? I can see there's a few more viewers. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself. So yeah, getting him to school with getting clothes on Jacob has been interesting lately. But yeah, we took a week off social media. Well, I took social media. I took it off, and it was the best thing ever because I was able to sort of catch up on work and then be ahead for the next week. So I enjoyed that. For now, our son is waking up every night for several hours. That's the same as us. I'm so sorry you're in the same boat. Oh, it's so hard. Is he on melatonin? We recently took Jacob off melatonin. Now we put him back on it because he was taking way too long to go to bed. But now he's waking up in the nighttime. I feel like it's just they just don't need as much sleep as other kids. I don't know. It's just, and it's hard because you try and take a little bit of time after they go to bed to yourself, and then the next thing you know, you go to bed at 10 o'clock, Jacob's up at 11 till 3 a.m., and then you go back to bed and Jazz wakes up at 4:30, so that's fun. Are you in contact with any other Tamils with families with children on the spectrum, and does it help you with mental health? So yes, I guess so. We mostly are online. We have a few people that live close by that also have children on the spectrum. It's just very hard, like especially lately with Jacob not wearing any clothes. We've all been sick, and then lots of meltdowns during the school holidays. Meeting up with people is just intense. It's just like never happens kind of thing, and it's like either one person's sick or it's hard. But I actually do want to reach out a little bit more with people in my area, just to like maybe not with the kids, just like hang out just as the moms. I don't know, it would be nice to find people in our area. It's very hard. Yes, he's on melatonin. He falls asleep great with it, but doesn't stay asleep. Yeah, I've heard about melatonin like not working through the night. So obviously they take it and they fall asleep, but they're obviously not learning how to fall asleep on their own. Like the melatonin is doing that for them. So then when they wake up later on, they don't know how to fall back asleep. Yeah, that makes sense. I don't know. I just kind of weighed up the benefits, the pros and cons, and yeah. I liked my couple of hours in the evening before going to bed, which was being taken from me when I wasn't giving him melatonin. So it's a hard decision to make, and we've been to sleep consultants and pediatricians and doctors and tried various medications that haven't worked. We actually have an appointment next month, which is in a couple of days. Not a couple of days time, but I think during this month. I actually have to check on that. But we might be pushing for a ADHD diagnosis or an assessment. They told us that you can't do that till they're 5, but Jacob's 5 in January, so I'm hoping that they'll let us do it a little bit early. Just want to try that avenue, see if the assessment, see what the assessment results come out as. So yeah. But to answer your question, Carrie, we don't right now. But the thing is, it's so hard. Like, I'm trying to build that community online, but it's very hard for me to keep on top of everything. So like, I created a Facebook group that's a support group, and I was hoping that would, like, everyone would participate a lot more, and like support each other a little bit more. But it's just, we all get so busy, life gets crazy, and I end up like asking all the questions and answering all the comments and things like that, and it's too much for me. So I mean, that's there if you want to join it. I think it's beneficial to talk to people who are in the same situation as you, because it's a very lonely experience if you don't know anyone. But definitely feel free to talk to someone in my comment section, talk to someone on the Facebook group, just to like just to chat, like vent to one another. I often feel like I'm burdening my friends and family with my, it's not a burden, it's like I don't want to talk to them. That sounds so bad. I don't want to like be negative all the time, and I also want to be there for them, so I don't like to like talk too much about it to them, because they obviously don't know what it's all about. If that makes any sense. I think my son has ADHD too. My son is 4 though. Yeah, so Jacob's 4 turning 5 in January. So I don't know. I've heard of kids getting diagnosed with ADHD earlier than Jacob's age. However, his pediatrician just won't do it. So I'm really hoping we can push for it this time. I'm not an expert on ADHD or autism really, but yeah, I think he's definitely hyperactive and loses focus a lot. But again, it could, ADHD and autism cross over quite a lot with all of the signs. So it's very hard to know as a person who's not a professional, but I'm interested to see if the medications for ADHD help with his sleep. And that might be the reason that he's not falling asleep, because he's just so hyper-focused about everything. Did you guys have any other questions? Any wins this week? Jacob had a win of like brushing his teeth for 15 seconds, which is awesome, because like 6 months ago he was not barely letting in the toothbrush in his mouth. So we were very happy about that. A lot of people asked me how we did it, but most of it was in therapy. Like they did it every therapy session, and he does 4 sessions a week of therapy. So they did it every single session, and then we did it once a day at nighttime, just to reiterate that. And it definitely worked, like giving him a reward afterwards, and now he doesn't even need a reward, he just does it, which is awesome. I'm so happy, I'm so proud of him. He's actually coming a long way, even though the clothes thing is going backwards. He's brushing his teeth, which is huge. I just heard like a scratching.
Oh?
I just heard like a scratching. Is that a cat?
Maybe.
It's kind of creepy. You guys don't know, we've recently done up our garage. That's why it's kind of dark in here, because we haven't done the lights. But yeah, I think I just heard a cat. I don't know. Hi, Lindsay. How are you? I also have a video coming out tomorrow, which is it's kind of, I smile because it's kind of like a huge thing and we've moved past it, but the actual day didn't go too well, but a big change came. I'm not going to reveal too much, but it's coming out tomorrow. So if you are a member of our YouTube, you'll see the video today. Does Jacob prefer tight, stretchy clothing? I don't know, to be honest. He kind of doesn't like any clothing at the moment. However, we just ordered a jet-proof compression outfit for him, which is the tight clothing. Not tight, not too tight, but tight to the skin. And it's like a onesie, and and we just got that in the mail today, so I'm really excited to try and see if he'll wear that, because currently he's not wearing anything to bed. I have to like sneak in there while he's fallen asleep and put his nappy on just so we don't have any accidents. But during the day, as I said before, we were trying to get Jacob to school, and putting clothes, it's not ideal, but we are working on it. We're working on getting clothes on him in like him being willing to put clothes on. But now if we have to go somewhere, it's kind of like we have to put some clothes on. So yeah, not ideal, but it's how we're doing it right now. Our son struggles with keeping his clothes on too. When he has to wear clothes, we have him wear his pajamas backwards. Is that like a onesie backwards so he can't undo the zipper? We used to do that. Maybe last year. Right now he won't put anything on at all, but he we did it backwards, and then like so he couldn't unzip the zipper. Sounds really bad, but that's what we had to do. Fingers crossed it works. Thank you. I'm going to pronounce your name. Anarchy Spinacus. Is that how you say it? Did I get it right? I like to pronounce people's names even though I'm not very good at it. Yeah, my fingers are crossed that it works too. I'm mostly hoping that it works for bedtime, because it's too cold. He puts his blankets on, but they always come off in the nighttime. Has he always hated clothes? Yes. Not always, I guess. Well, I never really knew when he was a baby, but when he went through the 18-month regression, lost a lot of things like his ability to talk, and his sleep went down. That's when he started to refuse clothes as well. It didn't really become a big thing until he was 2, and then we've kind of gone through waves of putting clothes on and then not, and then putting on clothes on and not. Zippered rompers and footless onesies. Yes. So I've heard of a few companies now that make them for people that are older. So you know how onesies, they're kind of made for just younger children. So there's Onesie, which is WONSIE. They're an Australian company, and I actually worked with them a little bit, and they are amazing. Such great people. And they do onesies, and they're actually onesies that they sort of button up underneath, like at the groin area, that, you know. And there's like they double button up, not button, they're like the stud things, and they double. So there's two, so they all go together, and it's very hard for them to get it off. So there's no zip on the back to irritate them. It's all underneath there. The other company is obviously Jetproof, has it, but there's also a company that does adult onesies called Caring Clothes. Caring. Oh, yeah, I think it's Caring Clothes. Pretty sure. But they're for like when they're older. I know. Oh, sorry. We're dealing with sleep issues here too. Oh, I'm so sorry. It's just like, I don't understand. I do understand. It's obviously a very common thing for autistic kids to not sleep well, but it is so common. Like, people comment and message me every single day about sleep issues. Like, come on. It's so hard for me to like talk to you guys about it, because obviously we don't know how to solve it. So all I can do is just say we're not alone. We're all in this together. I know a little puppet who can't stand having flappy sleeves or legs. She loves tights and leotards. See, I think that may be what Jacob's going through. I know it's so hard to know. I guess we'll find out when he wears the onesie that's tight. Hi everyone from England, Berko. Hello. Thank you for all your advice and openness. It helps as a grandmother. Well, thank you for watching and thank you for your kind comments. I love reading them. I don't accept compliments very well. I get very awkward, as you can just see right now. But yeah, I really appreciate them. I really appreciate the feedback. And if there's any, like, you know, any feedback you want to give, please give that. No problem. It's 2:19 and just got my son to sleep. Third night in a row. Whew. Sleep is the hardest. 2:19. Oh my gosh, go to sleep. I'm assuming that's AM. Berko, go to sleep. I know that's hard for me to say because obviously you just want the alone time, some time to yourself, but most days I choose alone time. Sounds bad for me to say alone time, kid-free time over going to sleep early, but there's just those days where you've had like a whole week of really bad nights and you're just like, no, I need to go to bed now or I'm not going to sleep. Hi Carrie, my son is 17 months now and we are in the process of getting his diagnosis. The video of your son's journey are most relatable to my son. Love watching your videos, so many helpful tips. Oh, thank you so much. That video that you probably have seen is like kind of gotten very popular. So it's really nice to get a positive comment from that because I spoke about this on Instagram, but when one of your videos goes viral, it reaches so many people that are outside of your regular viewers. So it reaches so many people that haven't seen all of your videos, reaches people that have only seen one video and judge your life off that one video. And so you get a lot of negative comments, which kind of affected me a lot. But I think it comes with the territory, like YouTube. It shouldn't be like that, but it is like that. So putting our lives out there, I think I need to expect it. But yeah, it's so nice to get a positive comment from that. I have gotten many comments, positive comments from that video, but it's just an overload and overwhelming negative comments from that video, which is not nice. But yeah, the reality of the situation. Okay, so yes, 2:19 AM. Jordan's arm. Someone just got their kid to sleep at 2:19 AM and they're still awake. I feel so bad. So yeah, I think if you guys don't have any other questions, I might end this live really soon. Thank you guys for joining us. I'm currently editing a video right now, so that's going to be up today. So if you're a member, you get to see that video today. If you're not a member, it'll be up most probably tomorrow, maybe the next day. I'm not sure, but it's a good one. You guys want to see this video. My little one, only 2.5, only slept a total of 4 hours in a 24-hour day. It gets to a point where you can't sleep at all. I can't relate enough to that. Yes. Jordan is Jordan will be able to fall asleep, but Jordan's forever telling me to go have a nap and I just can't switch off. Any change and he does not sleep. That's so hard. Changes and transitions are hard. a member. So I have a membership program on my YouTube channel. So if you go down into the description, I think it's in the description, next to the subscribe button is a join button, and you can see what it's all about there. Like it's a membership program that you can get added benefits, early access to our videos. There's a group chat that you can have access to, so you can talk to me in real time, and to other members. We've got a good group of lovely ladies on our membership, and it's so exciting talking to them all the time. And yeah, it just sort of supports our family a little bit more and gives us an ability to sort of put back into our videos, and we're very, very appreciative of it. Oh, Whitney, you did not have to do that. Oh, thank you. I love that little, like, is it a dog or a fox? Thank you so much for the super chat as well. You're always so supportive, and you're always there. I love it. How are you all coping with COVID? Oh, I hope this doesn't lock me out. Last time I said that word, it took me off the live stream. My 4-year-old daughter tested positive through contact at her preschool. We are stuck in isolation for another 7 days. Fortunately, she's had no symptoms. That's awesome that she doesn't have any symptoms, but it's also like, I strongly feel for you. Are you in Sydney? No, you're not. You would be somewhere else because you said in Australia. So yeah, where are you from? Is it Dell Elliot, or is it Elliot Dell? I don't know. Yeah, so in where we are currently, we're not in lockdown, but 2 hours away from us is Sydney, who is in a really big lockdown. They've had some strong cases going on. So yeah, we have like mask regulations and like a number of visitors and things like that regulations. I hope we don't go into lockdown because I don't want to do that. But yeah, that's pretty much how it's affecting us. I'm so sorry you're in isolation. I hope it goes quickly for you and you can get back to regular scheduling. I really appreciate your videos. I really relate. Oh, thank you so much. I know, it's like I get so awkward when people compliment me, or like you're giving money to me, like you're giving me a super chat. That's really really nice, and so thank you so much for that. If you guys don't know what a super chat, it's like that box there that you can see that Whitney put through. So I think you can do it by pressing the money symbol. Is that how you did it, Whitney? I don't know 100% how it works, but thank you so much. Awesome. Going to look into that. That would be awesome. Oh, the membership. Oh, I would be so appreciative if you would go look at it. Even if you just went to look at the video that I had, like the intro, and you could see what it's all about. The more members we have, I just get more excited. I think it's a fox. It's so cute. We're in the UK. So are you in lockdown? Because you said you're in isolation, but you might not even be in lockdown. I'm not sure. My son, who is the same age as Jacob, who also has autism, has a dummy at all times. The school has been fine with it. It's the other parents' criticism I'm not ready for again about it. Oh my goodness. You guys are going off now that I said I was going off. I'm sorry. Honestly, I used to get really riled up about stuff like this, and I came to realize that people don't understand. People are ignorant. People have not lived a day in your shoes, have not lived a day in your have not lived a day in your son's shoes. So there's no way that they can understand properly why he needs that dummy. and Jacob has a dummy. It is what it is, and if someone says something to me, I'm probably going to say something back, although I'm not the most confrontational person, but I'm getting better at giving education where it's needed, because I will not stand for people making comments about that and making comments about anything in general, whether it's, it's bottle or it's a fidget or like something else. Like, it's just I'm sorry that you experienced that from other parents. It just makes the whole experience a little bit more lonely, and just know that we are in the same situation as you. Jacob has a dummy, and I know that other parents are looking at him going, why is he have a dummy? Like, no one else in his preschool has a dummy. And it just is what it is, and no one has said anything so far, so I'm thankful for that. Are there any autism groups you would recommend? I would recommend my support group. I think it's called the Aussie Autism Family Support Group on Facebook. But there's also, I'm going to have a look now. Some of the groups I'm part of: Autism Parents Australia, if you're from Australia. But mine is called Aussie Autism Family Support Group. You can access it through my Instagram's, the link in my bio. I'm trying to be a little bit more consistent on there, but it's I'm hoping it can be a sort of a safe space for us to chat and vent and give advice and get advice. So so the money sign. Okay, cool, Whitney. Thank you so much for that. What she's talking about is the super chat she made. It's the money sign where you type your response underneath. There's a money sign. You can do a super chat with a little cute little emoji that's over there. So thank you so much, Whitney. I'm so sorry, Mama. Oh, is that in response to? Oh, I'm missing comments. Does anyone child refuse to walk and decide to sit on the floor? I have not experienced that. My Jacob's kind of the opposite. He's like on the go 100% of the time. But if you guys have any advice, please let us know. Let Burko know. My son does Burko. It can be frustrating as he gets much bigger, and sometimes we have to go. Oh, so they're like just not wanting to leave. They sit on the ground and don't want to leave. I was actually thinking about this the other day. Like, I often pick Jacob up to like go or get in the pram or something like that. But I need to stop doing that because my back is actually getting quite affected. And I know it's not possible for everyone to stop doing that. And I don't even think it's possible for me to stop doing that. But I just need to do it a lot less because I know that I need to sustain my health to look after him. Jazz Hands, hello from Florida. Hi, what's your name? Autism Rocks, acceptance and awareness through music. I think Jacob would do so well with music therapy. He loves music, so I definitely think it would be great for him. Have you ever thought about homeschooling Jacob? I homeschooled my 2 teen boys and I'm trying to decide what to do my autistic son. I have obviously thought about homeschooling Jacob just because I have no idea, and I've heard many bad stories about the education system and autistic kids, and their needs not being met, and it's very hard for me even to send Jacob to preschool because he's nonverbal. He can't tell me if anything's going on, and I have to trust wholeheartedly that these people are going to do the best thing for my son. You've just heard, I've heard many horror stories, and that's why, like, at one point I was like, that's it, we're homeschooling, I don't care. But I have since toured some schools, and we aren't sending Jacob next year to school, so we still have a whole year and a half to kind of think about that decision. I just think homeschooling, I don't know if I'd be good at it. I don't know if I'd had the patience to do that. But it's definitely like something to think about. I know that there is a special needs homeschooling page on Facebook if you guys want to check that out. Wow, all these questions. My son goes 24/7. He doesn't walk, he runs everywhere. Yes, that is my son, 100%. I feel like in his sleep as well, he like tosses and turns so much that he's like never ever still, even when he's asleep. Last time other parents were saying we're in COVID and dummies could spread germs. That were the criticism. How could that spread germs if they're only using it? Like it'd be different if like they'd like set it down and another kid would grab it, but even still, like they need that to regulate themselves. That's sorry that you experienced that. By the way, while I remember it, like this video if you haven't already. I never ever ask you guys to do that, and I need to remember to do that. Okay, Micah and Danny. Micah is my 19-year-old son. He has difficulty talking to people, so we make music to give him a voice. Micah is on vocals and keys, and I play guitar and bass. That is so cool. I need to check out your page. I don't know if I can check it out from here. No, I have to do it afterwards. Yes, I'm going to check out your page. That sounds so cool, and I'm so like, that makes me so happy that you found a way to communicate with him and he can communicate with you through music. Any advice on how to handle screaming? My son is non-stop screaming all day. I see the headphones you guys use. Any other tips? Our ears are bleeding. So I don't use the headphones at all. Jordan does because he kind of doesn't like, can't stand the screaming. For myself, I've kind of sort of changed my mindset on his screaming. I know it's hard to listen to, and I often, like, if I need a break, I will swap out with Jordan and I just take a break. But yeah, the scream stims for Jacob have been a constant, and I try and change my mindset to like, he isn't screaming, like a lot of the time he's not screaming for a negative reason. He's screaming because he's trying to regulate himself. And just having that mindset, it kind of changes my perspective on it. Although I have heard of these little earpieces that you can put in your ear, and it sort of just dulls the sound and not like have to wear big headphones or something like that. But definitely look into that if you want to dull the sound but still hear your child. I suffer from migraines all day. Yeah, it's so hard. I don't know. Like, my son is nonverbal, but he's the loudest person I know. I use noise cancelling headphones, and so does my husband. It helps. Yeah, if you can get some, like we just got some from Bunnings, and they just seem to work well for Jordan. I just don't like using them because they're so tight for my ears. But again, there's those earpieces that you can get that sort of dulls the noise but doesn't completely eliminate the noise. It seems to be that's the only kind of advice that we can give at the moment. Okay, I'm going to stop it there. I've answered all the questions. If you have any more questions, feel free to comment on the video and I can reply to them there. But I'm going to go, and I will see you guys next week. Hopefully, if both kids are in school, then I'll be on next week, same time. Thank you guys for joining in, and I will see